Hi, this is Jim Covington on behalf of the Illinois State Bar Association for this week's issue of ISBA Statehouse Review. Today's date is August 9th, 2012, and got several bills the governor has signed into law that we'd like to visit with you about. The first one creates the Benefit Corporation Act, and that's Public Act 97-885. It was sponsored by Senator Mike Frerichs from Champaign and Representative Sarah Feigenholtz from Chicago. And it amends our current Business Corporation Act to allow an existing corporation or a new corporation to make as one of its purposes for any specific purpose for the purpose of general public benefit. And that will take effect on January 1, 2013. The second bill is Public Act 97-878. It affects the calculation of child support, and it's sponsored by Representative Jill Tracy from Mount Sterling and Senator Iris Martinez from Chicago, and it prohibits an obligor from using as a deduction in calculating net income any payments for court-ordered life insurance that is ordered to secure payment of the parties for non-minor children and educational expenses, or for payment of maintenance through new or existing life insurance. And that took effect on August 2nd, 2012. The third act that we'd like to talk to you about is Public Act 87-840, sponsored by Senator Susan Garrett and Representative Carol Sente from Lincolnshire, and Susan Garrett is from Lake Forest. And it allows a juror to waive his or her fees for being required to come to court, and that will take effect January 1, 2013. There's three bills that affect cell phones and driving that I'm going to kind of hit in just 1, 2, 3 order. The first one is Public Act 97-830, as introduced by Senator Garrett and from Lake Forest and Representative Karen May from Highland Park, and it allows a driver in a construction or school zone to use a cell phone in voice-operated as opposed to voice-activated mode. And I don't really know the difference between those two, frankly, or by pressing a single button to initiate or terminate a voice communication. And if you cannot do one of those two things, then you can't use a cell phone in a construction or school zone, is my understanding. And this would also include using a headset in that manner. And that'll take effect January 1, 2013. The second cell phone and driving bill is Public Act 97-828, and it prohibits a driver from using a cell phone or video within 500 feet of emergency scene, and it exempts using the cell phone in the voice-operated mode. And that took effect on July 20th, 2012. The third and final cell phone bill is Public Act 97-829, introduced by Representative John D'Amico from Chicago and Senator Martin Sandoval from Cicero, and it prohibits a driver from using a handheld cell phone or texting while driving a commercial motor vehicle, and it does make exceptions for the voice-operated mode, and that will take effect on January 1, 2013. I think you can kind of see where the General Assembly is going. It's more and more that you've got to use the voice-operated or headset with the button to initiate it. They don't want you to be using a cell phone and having one of your hands and being distracted. The next bill that's not a cell phone bill is it's prohibiting the false UCC filings, and that is Public Act 97-836, introduced by Representative Mike Soliski from Chicago and Senator Don Harmon from Oak Park. And this was an initiative of the Secretary of State's office, where they were getting a lot of complaints of these frivolous and false filings for political reasons of UCC financing statements, and so they went in and to create a remedy, civil and criminal, for that. And that will took effect, on July 20th, 2012. The last bill I'd like to talk to you about is it affects supervision and speeding, and it's Public Act 97-831. It was introduced by Senator Maggie Crotty from Oak Forest and Representative Sid Mathias from Buffalo Grove, and it prohibits a court from ordering supervision if a defendant was speeding 31 miles per hour or more instead of 40 under current law on a highway, or 25 miles an hour or more in an urban district. And that will take effect July 1st, 2013. And we will see you next week. Thank you.